Wade in the water, we did. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God said He's gonna jump in the water. Wade in the water, we did. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna jump in the water. We are the sons and the daughters. We gotta stand up and make it loud, just like our gods.
And also, when this church first began, we did mass baptisms outside. This church is coming up on what? A new atonement month, the 7th month, one of the most important months of the year, which was really the new year in ancient times pre-flood. This is why the Jewish people in the 7th month or September calls what? In September, they say New Year or Rosh Hashanah. It's a new Jubilee year. So there's two separate schedules. You got the regular year that comes in the spring, and you got the Jubilee year according to prophecy. And that starts in the 7th month. And I said, you know what? In 2 weeks, the 8th of September, myself, elder lawyer, and any other leader within this church who's over a church can be there while we mass baptize anyone who need to be baptized, knowing that the time is short. Those are in class, those who are not in the class, it may be one of the rare moments we get to actually talk one-on-one with our people in preparation and bring them in the fold, knowing what's to come. And whatever food we preserve, whatever land we got, no matter where it is in the earth that's still preserved, we'll be able to feed our people and more. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Let's get the last amount of saints that the Most High want to get in as while there's opportunity, so that we can help those who want to be helped, and they'll help us too. Anything online, don't get caught up in all this other crazy stuff, because there will be no online. We're under a purge. We're also under a shaking. The whole earth. The Bible says that there comes a time that we must embrace. Read it. And there's a time to refrain from embracing. We're living in such a serious, dangerous time. There's time to embrace. It's all love. But guess what? The prophets understood this, and Christ understood it more so than any of us, any teachers. That you got to know when it's time to stop embracing. People have become something else. Literally, genetics have changed based on decisions that were made the last couple of years. Through it, diseases have come throughout the earth where now, and I have the science, and I have a doctor that's going to come on Friday. I have the reports that a lot of this stuff that people have taken will eventually become what? You got it. Sexually transmitted. So you don't even know if you meet a new person whether or not they're going to change your genetics. That's the world we're living in. It's time to get all the people who are within this work, who are still who God made them, and prepare. That's what time it is, folks. We're coming in a time where what? We must refrain from embracing. We're proselytizing, and all of that comes to an end, and it's preparation for those who are in the body. September 8th, we're going to be at the water, the DMV area. We're going to let everybody know, send emails, whatever the case is. And we'll be in that water and baptizing people in the Most High's holy name, that He can hedge you and protect you and your family through what? through this valley of the shadow of death. And I'm making it clear, even amongst the elders. Well, if people don't want to listen or whatever, it's fine. People didn't listen to Christ. People didn't listen to Moses. They'll suffer at their own peril. We can't make someone, we can't make you go into the kingdom. We can't force you to be right. So no. And I made it clear with the leaders, the elders. Christ said, be not many masters. If you try to force someone into doing what you think they should do, how do you know that they're doing it in the Spirit of Christ, outside of fearing you? Allow people to be. And see them naturally follow the Most High without pressure. We sit around, somebody should be doing this and somebody should be doing that. Well, how do you know they're doing it in fear of God instead of the fear of you? Allow people, if they don't want to follow, they don't want to be right, they'll stick out like a sore thumb. And those who would like to be shepherded in respect of those who's doing the work will reap the benefits. Don't try to force anyone to be right. We are teachers. We deliver the word. They have a conscience and can choose to do right if they choose. But if they choose wrong, they separate themselves. We're coming to the end of all of this, folks. September 8th, mass baptism, and that's right between atonement. That's right, folks. The new month, atonement, and then tabernacles. Us in that wilderness, all us out together, understanding one another, breaking bread with one another for 1 week like it once was in the wilderness. It's coming up this 7th month. And I pray that the Most High bestow his hedge on us. And that he forgive us of our iniquities. That he forgive us of all of our iniquities. And give Israel the opportunity to be who he made us, the Prince of God. And the opportunity is before us, folks. It really depends on what you focus on. What is your focus? Is your focus the kingdom? Or a YouTube video?